Yeah, I remember that night.
Yeah.
It was so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it was a night, and since that, like, we see a dramatic like drop for our traffic here. This year is like not as much as like traffic, especially this month, October.
Yeah.
It's a sad.
I haven't been back down here since.
Yeah. Well,
There was gunshots in here. It freaked me out.
yeah, I know. Yeah, we was walking until 5 o'clock. So yeah, so
You guys were stuck in here till 5 in the morning? Well, we were stuck behind that bar, behind the frozen bar, till 4:35 when they escorted us out. That was just crazy.
yeah, lovely.
And I mean, I know I heard gunshots. And
Yes, and nobody said anything. So we called the Bellagio, and then nobody said anything. And they have emergency meeting, whole Bellagio, with marketing, PR team, everything. And then all of a sudden, nothing happened in Bellagio. Nobody started to deny it. Like, nothing happened in Bellagio.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, so I'm like, how can that be possible? Like, we heard it so loud and clear, and it was twice actually. The first time at 11:30, and the second time at 12:30.
About 12:30, I was gone. 11:30 when we heard them, they escorted us back into that bar area. And
Yeah. So
it was
11.
so loud in there, everybody was freaking out, and so I didn't hear the second set. How many did you hear that first time?
So the first time, I don't remember exactly because I was in the back with my door closed, and all of a sudden I just heard the screaming, like people try to run, and the first one, da, 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 da. And there was no hand down.
Rapid,
It's
right?
like,
It
da,
was
da, 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 da.
fast.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we got vacuum out like 12:30, and then we were thinking we don't belong to Bellagio. Why we need to follow Bellagio's lead? And if anything happened to us, they don't pay responsibility because we just rent the spot here.
Right.
We don't belong to Bellagio here. If Bellagio employee or Bellagio guest, yes, but we don't work for Bellagio. So we let the client out, and they got evacuated to the
There was
home.
another gal here, I'll never forget her name. Her name was Steph. She was super nice.
Beth.
Beth,
Yeah.
Beth, I knew
Yeah.
it. Yeah. She was very helpful because
Yes.
we were in here when that went down. We're just freaked out. We bailed that way.
Yes.
That was
And then
crazy.
They let us out 12:30, and we don't want to follow them to the ballroom. So, because all of our windows are bulletproof, and we have a back, we can just hide inside, and our boat is bulletproof. So we came back. So 5 minutes after we came back, without any of climbing the floor, because they got to the ballroom side, and we heard another blah 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 blah.
Wow.
And
that was
the second
like
round, 12:30.
Really?
Yeah, and then start from that, and we was like completely locked in the back room, so we was watching our camera. So they literally like 1 o'clock, it's like empty out here, and the SWAT team start to come, like SWAT team, like start to investigate all over the place. And like second day, nothing happened. Well, Bellagio is the same, nothing happened. Blah 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 blah. Never the same. We don't
How
trust
can that be? That's nonsense.
I know. I was like so pissed and like, tell me about it. Like, we literally heard, and it's not like one person or two person, every single one. So 5:30, like 5 o'clock, and like eventually we get out from the store. We try to go home from the back exit. So packed with Bellagio customer, because they cannot get out from the main entrance.
They hit us all.
Yeah, and they have to go out from back, and so many people got step on. They angle like break or something. Like Bellagio doesn't care. Nobody take care of them, and Bellagio doesn't have any like transportation for them go back to your hotel or whatever. They just don't care.
Is that not mind-boggling? And you know what? When Mr. Wynn owned this, that would not have been down
That's
that way.
what I
That's
say.
MGM.
Yeah, it's MGM, literally MGM. It's like the second and third day they have an emergency meeting, and we know that happened, and we confront the
Did you
security
guys
guard.
have to go into the meeting too?
No, we didn't, but we knew they have an emergency
Right.
meeting, and we did confront the security guard at 9 when we were in the back, and it's like we heard a gunshot, right? He said yes. He was like kind of like yes. I'm like, we are not the only one heard that, right? He said, Yes, but they was hasty. They don't know what to say during that moment because it would just happen. But after second, third day, whenever whoever you ask, no, never gunshot here, never. So I don't know.
It so doesn't make sense.
Yep. So we don't know what to respond. It was really sad that
You
day.
know, for a while there, I thought I was losing my mind because it never got reported, and they kept telling us that they watch the news on your phones. They'll tell you when it's safe to come out.
You know that gunshot, the sound of the gunshot was in my mind for days. For days. Yeah, that was crazy.
I have so many friends that were at that concert, but by the grace of God, they made it out.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but they're scarred for life. I mean, what we heard here was one thing, but what they dealt with was a whole nother story.
What did they say? So
they were at the venue, and they were definitely. I had a friend that was at the Planet Hollywood in the Miracle Mile shops, and they swear up and down that they heard gunshots there too.
Yes, my husband worked at Paris, and he heard that too.
He heard gunshots, or he heard that somebody heard gunshots?
No, he was closing 20 tables during that time. It's like because of gunshots, and they have to literally close the tables. So he was a floor man over there. He told all his dealers, let's close the 20 tables. Let's close it because of gunshot. They literally heard.
That's just so nuts.
Yep. I'm like, for these energy copies, no comment.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah. And we have the videos from Facebook that like the clients, like the customers here, they heard a gunshot and they was filming on YouTube, and then they was filming and they put on YouTube, they put on Facebook, and it was banned.
I saw one.
Yeah.
A lady that was in the Petrosian Lounge.
Yeah.
Her and her husband. They
I think we saw the same one.
They put one
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Blonde hair girl. Yeah. And she seemed pretty darn credible. She didn't seem insane to me.
Yeah, that's why I say she's still like sober. It's not like she went crazy already.
Right.
She just like couldn't control herself. Yeah, it's like
It's so messed up.
yeah, so messed up.
I can see you're not happy about it either.
And
Even today.
when we report to corporate, nobody in corporate trusts us.
Really?
Yeah, the corporate said, well, there's no news, anything. So I came second day to work.
When you guys were watching the video, did you see anybody aside from Metro out there?
Well, the problem is that we saw that, but there's only like an angle we can see. We just see like SWAT teams. That's it. Well, there's no like gunshot. There's no sound for the videos for us.
When the SWAT was coming through, were they?
They just say,
Did
well,
they have their
it's-
guns drawn, or were they just walking
Oh,
through here like normal?
It's just walks through like a walk
Because
through.
whoever it was already gone.
I'm like, yeah, when we report to corporate, and the corporate is like, we didn't see anything from news, like, we're sorry for that happened, but apparently it's in the Route 99, it's not here. So nobody trusts us. Everybody thought we're crazy.
You're not crazy.
Yeah.
I know you're not.
Yeah. And
I
then,
didn't. Did you see anybody in here? Because they said, oh, well, people just thought that it was people coming from Route 91 that were all covered in blood. I didn't see anybody like that.
how far is that from us?
I didn't
You
see
told me
one
that-
person that
Yeah.
was covered in blood here.
Yeah.
That was just nonsense. And then the sheriff stands up and we're not trying to hide anything. Yeah.
So we were so upset. Like the second day, it was three girls, like three of us, both girls here that night. So second day when we tried to report to corporate what happened, and we got locked down here until 5 o'clock. So we got overtime pay, right? And corporate said, well, there's no news indicate that there's a gunshot in Bellagio. Why you guys stay in the back office until 5:30? I'm like, we just
They didn't
told
want to even pay you for being here for that time?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
They don't trust us.
Oh
'Cause
my
there's no
heck.
evidence. We can show them. We can tell what
Did,
happened here.
did the police get your video evidence or no? They didn't even ask you guys for it?
Nope, not even bar. Casino have more cameras than us,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Bellagio has more like, but nothing. I was like, no mind. It's always Las Vegas. It's always
What was it
that.
like the next day when you came in here? Or did you?
Peaceful.
Oh,
Nothing.
yeah.
Peaceful. Like, well, we told all of our co-workers here who're gonna open the second day. So they came in second day like a regular hours, which is 8:30 for us. They came in 8:30. Everything as normal.
You got something?
Yep. Everything's normal. And that day we couldn't drive our car from the self parking home. We have literally my husband have to come and pick me up from the back
On the back street.
exit. Yeah. Because there's no Uber, there's no taxi
They
during
weren't
that
letting
time.
anybody
Yeah,
around. Right.
yeah.
And they closed the whole strip.
Yeah, and my husband have to stop in traffic for more than an hour to get to the back street.
And that's at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I was like, no comment. Yeah. We was really upset that day, and until now, like, nobody trusts us. Nobody
Well,
ever heard anything.
I believe every word that just came out of your mouth. Because
Yeah.
it wasn't right. And what
Yeah,
you
it wasn't
did,
right.
It just wasn't fair.
Yeah. And it's not just us. Everyone same thing. Valentino same thing. So the guy work at the Valentino, he got locked down until 5 o'clock too.
At where?
The guy work at Valentino, the store right next to the front desk.
Oh.
The Valentino store over there, he got locked down until 5 o'clock. So he have to walk home. He has to walk home because
You're kidding me.
our car was locked down here. So
Right.
he has to walk home from the back exit. Took him 1.5 hours to walk back to his home.
And then they don't believe you on top of it. After what you just went through. Wow. That's mind-boggling.
Yeah, so no comment, especially for MGM, anything. And they just put an ERT team, like here, like emergency team, like they walk around the casino for like certain hours, and it shows that's their reaction after the.
And then they turned around and just walked out? Did they check on you guys, or did they just leave you locked in here?
Yeah, they just leave us locked here. It's Bellagio and it's MGM. What can we say? That's why we don't want to follow their lead to the back corner, because anything happens to us, they're not responsible for anything. So, but at least we knew our windows and our doors are bulletproof. And we just hide in the back until it's like clear out.
Very good. That was
Yeah.
smart of you.
Yeah.
That was smart. If I had known that, I wouldn't have left. If I'd known they were bulletproof, I'd have stayed right here.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't safe where I was.
So we just,
That's crazy.
and I heard that the gunshot from back with the door closed. So got to be here really close.
You were in the back room and you heard it.
And my other worker, she was on the sales floor, and she like knocking on the door, let me in. Like I opened the door, and it was like the minute I heard the gunshot, and I opened the door right away, and she just came back in. She heard everything. And everyone in the hotel started to run, and my security guard closed the door right away. And so many people try to enter our store. We can't let the store open and then come in. And I was locked down a lady here who is buying a gift for her husband, and her husband and kid are in the conservatory. And she was so rushed to go out, and we couldn't let her out. Well, so, lovely.
And I got that anxiety again.
So for us, it's like you understand why I say, but if any like regular person walking into the store and like they won't have any idea, they will thought, oh, you crazy.
Right. I know better.
Yep, so how can you guys exit that day? So you got stuck here. How long?
Hearing aids are dying or something. That's what's going on. Bluetooth stopped working. Okay, what did you say?
So how long you guys stay here that night?
About 5:30. And they escorted us out.
Yeah.
And they didn't say, just go. It was an escort.
Well, you're a lucky customer here. Like I saw somebody was just like in the back, and like they don't care, they don't do anything. So there was a lady, and she stayed at Mirage, and which is also MGM property. But her ankle got stabbed while she was in the lobby. That first gunshot happened. Everybody started to run, everybody started to push, and she fell. And
In the Mirage too?
No, here.
Oh,
Bellagio.
okay.
But she fell, and somebody stepped on her ankle, so she totally twisted her ankle, and she cannot walk.
Oh, no.
And then she only had 1 feet, and she was kind of like limping and jumping. Then they like asking her evacuate her to the back exit, the security office over there. So they give her a wheelchair, and then she's European. She doesn't have a phone here, so there's nothing she can call, and she can't even make a phone call to Mirage.
Oh, my word.
And she she was asking like if since it's supposed to enter property, if Bellagio can offer any transportation to take her back to my garage. Nothing they can do. And she said, fine, then I will just go out and ask a cab myself. But I have to take this wheelchair. And Bellagio told her that it's in a high demand today, and I can let you walk out with this wheelchair.
They wouldn't let her take the wheelchair. Oh my heck. Now I've heard it all.
Yeah. So they cannot. She cannot just like roll a wheelchair out to take a taxi or anything. Like literally, wheelchair have to stay inside.
Then why did they not wheel her out?
Nobody cared.
Wow.
Yeah, so I give my phone, like I was waiting for my husband to pick me up. I said, don't worry, just like use my phone. And she called back to my garage, see if my garage can come and pick her up with the shuttle bus. And I already said,
But that's an MGM property too. They probably didn't care either.
They said, oh, we got a lockdown here and we couldn't do anything. They said the back street was locked down and they are not allowed to do anything at this moment. So there's no update and there's no estimate time. So,
It's so unfair what they did.
yeah. So I was like,
It's just so unfair.
yeah. So I never thought this happened in United States. And
I know,
Las
and
Vegas.
on top of it, to hide it like they did, it wasn't like
And every single property under MGM have a gunshot. Mirage have a gunshot. My friend, her husband is a
the Mirage
security
had gunshots too.
guard. Yes, he is a security guard at Mirage. They were locked down until like 4 o'clock in the morning.
I thought as far west. Well, no, I think there was a report, one call anyway. I think somebody said that from the Venetian, or not the Venetian. Where was it? Yeah, it was the Venetian, and that's even further down. And that's almost to the wind.
Yeah.
That's way down there, and that sure ain't people running from the concert to
Yeah,
there.
to there. That's why I say even from the concert to here, make like people run here got to be at least 30 to 40 minutes. And right after the gunshot over there, we have a gunshot here. And then you told me they run here? No, what a lie.
It's nonsense.
Yep. I guess we're too small and our work doesn't count, so. Luckily, we're still standing here today.
What's that?
Luckily, we're still standing here.
Well, you know what? I wake up every day and I have a different outlook when I do. Unbelievable.
I know. Unbelievable. Yeah.
No other word. Just I
Yeah,
have no
that's
other
what I
words.
say, yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. And I feel like my heart was like beating so fast for that whole week. Like after the thing happened on October 1st, like, I was working till like the October 5th. So I was like, my heart's like beating non-stop every day. So I just.
And they didn't want to believe me. Unbelievable.
So for me, like whenever I'm not working, I'm not coming to the area close to street. It's so dangerous to me. I'm totally away from street.
And that's very reasonable. Makes sense.
I don't want to come here.
Is your husband still freaked out about what happened over there? I mean,
Well, like my husband said that the same thing. Like Paris has a gunshot. And
I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. The Paris have a gunshot, and the casino just let them go that night. They closed down all the casino. But the lucky thing is like the other side of the street, they have that back road. You can exit from there because their parking lot was on the back.
Right.
So they went home right after they
And then
closed
sit
down
down
the
to Koval, huh?
Yeah. So and nothing else.
Yeah, it was zip zip.
Yeah. They
Isn't
just
that
like
amazing?
us. They just like us. Nothing. So forget about it. So she was lucky. He was lucky. So he got home like 3 o'clock, and then he had to come back here to pick me up. So literally, like the minute he got home, and I was
Turn
calling
around
him.
and start driving
Yeah.
back here.
Yeah, I was like, oh, can you come here and pick me up? Otherwise, I won't be able to go home. because there's no Uber, there's no taxi.
Wow. He's lucky he was able to get here.
Yep.
Hey, you're lucky you didn't have to walk a mile to meet him somewhere.
I know, so really crazy. What a crazy day.